Hi everybody, my name's Fredricks. In our last video we talked about doing groundwork for the turn on the forehand, the leg yield, and turn on the hindquarters. And today we're going to show you how to transition this to the saddle. Now normally on a young horse I would start doing this with a hackamore or snaffle. And this mare's been ridden in the hackamore and the snaffle, and right now she's to the point where I'm riding her mainly in this short shank snaffle. Also, when you start out, I wouldn't recommend using spurs, because if you need to bump the horse, you want to just be able to bump them with your heel until they kind of know what's going on. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the leg yield. And what the leg yield is just a lateral movement, and we want the horse bent opposite of the way it's going. So in other words, if I'm going to move her to the right, she's going to be slightly arced to the left, and that's pretty natural for a horse to do, because we're going to put our left leg slightly ahead at the girth area, and we're going to push her over with it. And it's natural for a horse to kind of want to look where the pressure is coming from. So I'm going to do that now. I'm steadying her head and moving her to the side with a little bit of leg pressure. Okay, we'll try it on the right side. I move my leg slightly ahead, put a little pressure right at the girth area, steady her head as I need to, and move her to the left. And this is real useful, like if you're making a circle, your horse is going to be arced slightly, and let's say the horse is diving into the circle or dropping his shoulder, you can just push it back out. Okay, the second thing we're going to talk about is the turn on the forehand. If I want to move her hindquarters over to the left, I'm going to put my right leg slightly back. I'm going to get my weight a little bit up on her front end, in this case toward her left front foot, and I'm going to apply some pressure back where my left leg is, or my right leg, I'm sorry. And just start moving her around on her hindquarters, on her forequarters. And again, at first, when you get in the saddle, don't ask for that many steps, just ask for a little bit of try, because they did have the introduction on the ground, but they need a little while to get everything together and associate it with you being in the saddle. So if I'm going to move her hindquarters over to the right, and move my left leg back a little bit, get my weight up slightly ahead and to the right, and move her hindquarters around. Okay? And I try to stay off of her head as much as I can. At first, like let's say you're moving their hindquarters to the right, they're probably going to want to put their head to the left. And eventually we want to end up getting them facing the direction they're going. We want their body arced slightly, but don't get too hung up on the head position at first. Just get the hindquarters moving, and then we can work on the head. You can see I'm kind of playing with her, trying to get her nose in a little bit. There we go. Okay? And the last thing that we're going to talk about is the turn on the hindquarters. If you remember, when we were on the ground, we used our little dressage whip to help us, and that can be a big aid once we get in the saddle too. So what I'm going to do is, if I want to turn to the right on her hindquarters, I'm going to put my inside leg, in this case the right leg, slightly ahead, and my outside leg slightly back. I'm going to kind of twist in the saddle, and I'm going to get my weight a little bit to the outside. That's her cue that we're going to turn. Then I'm going to lay my outside neck rein on her, and if she doesn't respond, I'm going to tap her. Okay? Now you see my left rein, my neck rein is not tight. I don't want it tight. But I do want them to, right from the start, I want them to start associating that rein against their neck with turning. I know a lot of people want to pull them on the inside, and I do use the inside rein too, but I want the first signal to be my weight and body position, and then lay the outside rein on their neck. Don't pull the slack out of it, but just lay it on their neck, and then if you have to, you follow up with the inside rein. So let me show you to the left. I'm going to get my left leg slightly ahead, my right leg slightly back, my weight to the outside a little bit. I'm going to lay this rein on her. If she doesn't move, I'm going to tap her. Okay. And at first you don't want to ask for that many steps. Just ask for 1 or 2 and just build on it. Don't get in too big of a hurry. It takes a little time. And that maneuver right there, that's going to be the basis for spinning later on. So we just want to kind of get into a cadence, just step, step. Just keep it smooth and not too fast. You don't want to be trying to go too fast at first. And again, build on it. Couple steps, couple more steps, till you get to a half circle. All of these exercises, just at first be happy with just 1 or 2 steps. And later on we can get rid of this. We don't need to use it, but it really helps when you've already showed them on the ground, in the groundwork, by tapping them on their shoulders. It makes the transition a little bit easier once you get on top of them. Well, I hope this has been of some help to you. We hope to see you later on our next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.